Hello and welcome to another update video about ETHBTC. No, this is not an ETH video, it's not a BTC video, it's about ETHBTC. So the ETHBTC pair, very important to understand and basically explore if Ether is outperforming Bitcoin or Bitcoin Ether. And this is sort of the overall idea that I have on this chart, that a larger degree wave 2 bottomed in 2019 in September. Okay, so let me go to the 4-day chart here. You can see it in a little bit more detail. It's not a very long chart. I mean, okay, it's decent chart history, but it's moving in messy corrective structures. That's what most that is what most of these BTC pair charts are doing. Completely normal, but it just makes interpretation a little bit tricky. However, we see that the ETHBTC chart is in an uptrend since, you could say, since this top that formed in 2017, really only a moderate uptrend. It's actually more a sideways range, but we can interpret the move to the upside as a 5-wave move. I'm talking about the move between August 2019 and then the 2021 highs. Thing is, we have an ABC structure to the upside in what I would say is wave 1. I mean, it could be an A wave, ABC in large A, but then the move down was corrective, so that keeps the door open for higher. And my preferred interpretation would be that this was a wave 1. This pullback into the 2019 lows was a wave 2. We're basically now moving up in an ABC structure in wave 3. So actually I should change that to yellow as well, but that would be the idea, because if the wave 1 is an ABC, then the wave 3 should be an ABC as well, which I assume it is. And we're dealing here with some kind of a diagonal pattern, which would be followed by a wave 4, which I haven't got on the chart, and a wave 5. But let's first see if this third wave can actually unfold. And the idea is what we're exploring and have been exploring. Is this B wave coming close to a turning point? And I can tell you the potential is definitely there for Ether to outperform Bitcoin. As per updates in the last few weeks, last few months, we've been watching for this chart to turn around to the upside, because as you can see, the chart was in this or has been in this local downtrend from the December highs down into the January 2024 lows. But that's when the chart reached sort of one of our targets, actually the first target for this decline, and showed a response. And that response was quite impulsive. So we have an ABC structure to the downside. And as you can see here, if I go to the daily chart, you see that this ABC structure to the downside is technically complete. The C wave is basically a 5-wave move and could be complete. Could have been completed in January, early in January. The problem is that I have with this chart now is it's forming something that looks more and more like a triangle pattern. And in this scenario, if this really is a triangle, the idea that we've bottomed gets challenged. And a break to the downside of the triangle would suggest that this B wave is basically still unfolding. And the problem if that happens, Ether has now been built, or ETHBTC has been building this potential upside structure. You can count this as a nested 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 structure, which is technically speaking very, very bullish. The question is, how realistic is it? These combined 1-2 setups, or these nested, these these 1-2 setups that are in a sequence, sometimes they don't work out. If they don't break out at the latest after the third one, then it's if there's another 1-2, then it's probably going to fail. So it really needs to break out. We need a break above this descending trend line. At the moment, you see there is a potential there for ETH to outperform Bitcoin, but the market isn't using it. ETH isn't using that potential. So it's not being used, and therefore the risk of a move down is high. And we have the nearest support at 0.053. And I shared it earlier on Discord for channel members that if Ether or if ETHBTC isn't turning around here to the upside, then I will start to have my doubts if Ether is really going to outperform Bitcoin. So far over recent months, we've been tracking the potential of a 1-2 setup, another 1-2, another 1-2, and the support areas did hold, but we haven't had that breakout that ideally should have happened already. Now, if this is a triangle, then there might be one more low before we bottom, but then Ether has to form another impulse up first and a 3-wave pullback. And will that all happen in this cycle? We will see. I mean, the thing is, we have a potential now. That potential has been building for the last 1.5 months. And yeah, okay, it could fail. And then it needs to build that potential again. And then it just needs to follow through. And it has been building this potential now, but it hasn't followed through. So what's the use of a potential if it doesn't, if it just isn't realized? So that means I don't see any reason at the moment, not yet, to be, let's say, more aggressively long ETH than BTC, because at the moment there is no clear evidence that Ether has started to outperform Bitcoin. Yep, it's an interesting potential to watch, but we need that breakout to the upside of that descending trend line. So that's sort of what I'm watching at the moment. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.